Hello, everyone, and welcome to Access Mode's Cohort 2 Demo Day. We are thrilled that you are here. Hello to those in the room and those online. My name is Zanetta Kelsey, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Access Mode, and it is my honor and privilege today to present to you 10 incredible early-stage tech companies born right here and supported here in Denver, Colorado in our Get to Revenue Cohort 2. You are going to experience them sharing details about their business, what they've accomplished over the past 15 weeks, and what they plan to do going forward. What we ask of you is to listen intently. This is an awesome community that we've built here, and we know that we couldn't do this without you in the room and those of you online. And what we want you to do is keep supporting us by supporting them. So listen for ways that you can help them after they finish the Access Mode cohort, ways that they can be connected to potential customers, potential partners, and anyone else who can help them drive their businesses forward. In the venture capital world, we know that kind of 1% of companies succeed this early on. What we want to see is as many of these companies succeed as possible. And we can't do that alone. So we need you to be thinking about every company that you hear, how can you help? How can you make a connection for them? Because when we say access mode, we talk about access to community, access to customers, access to funding, and access to grow big right here in Colorado. So please join me in welcoming our first entrepreneur, Donovan with Millie Llama.
My name is Donovan Bennett. I became a substitute teacher after my daughter's school district ran a news segment stating that there was a dire need for substitute teachers or the district will revert to online learning. The substitute teacher shortage not only impacts my daughter's school district here in Colorado, but also every K-12 student you know throughout the United States. The urgent need for substitute teachers led me to create Millie Llama, the platform that is on a mission to end the substitute teacher shortage. Burnt out K-12 teachers are leaving the teaching profession in droves. 30% of these teachers will quit and find another job within the next 2 years. The individuals responsible for supporting your children when their primary teachers also left the job. 70% of school administrators predicted the demand for substitute teachers will continue to grow. When schools cannot find qualified substitutes, classrooms are disrupted and your children's education is compromised. At the same time, college students seek flexible work opportunities that align with their schedules. Annually, 4 million teachers in the U.S. are absent for over 40 million days per year. Since the pandemic, schools can only cover 60% of those absences. With 130,000 schools in the U.S., the need for qualified substitutes will continue to grow. Millie Llama will solve the substitute teacher shortage by connecting college students with K-12 schools, bridging the substitute teacher gap. Our platform provides a simple and efficient way for schools to manage their substitute teachers. Consider us the Uber for substitutes, bringing flexibility and convenience to the education industry. 75% of schools are managing their substitute teachers themselves, and our most significant competitors are outdated staffing companies. We differentiate ourselves by providing an on-demand staffing platform and our exclusive focus on college students. By targeting this niche, we provide a unique value proposition that addresses the needs of the schools and the challenges schools face. Our team is the backbone of Millie Llama. I have 10 years of operations management experience with companies such as Ball Corporation. As a substitute teacher myself, I understand the need for substitutes and the challenges schools face. Partnering Benito with student athletes will help expand our brand throughout college campuses. Our intuitive platform allows schools to quickly find and hire qualified substitutes based on their availability and location. Schools can post assignments, review substitutes' prior work history, and communicate directly with the substitutes, ensuring a seamless experience. On the other hand, college students have the flexibility to manage their own schedules, track their earnings, and will learn skills as a substitute that will benefit them as they progress throughout their college career. Our business model is simple. We charge schools a fee for every field assignment. With 86% of Colorado schools managing their substitute teachers themselves, we will capture a significant portion of our home state before we expand nationally. Millie Llama is poised to disrupt the substitute teacher industry. If you know a burnt-out educator, sign up to become a substitute teacher today. If you would like to support your local school, sign up to become a substitute teacher today. If y'all would like to meet Benito, feel free to visit us anytime in Brighton. My name is Don Bennett with Millie Llama. Thank you for your time.
Donovan, thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin Allen. I'm one of the co-founders here at Access Mode. Great presentation. Talk to us about how your traction has evolved since joining Access Mode, and what kind of milestones and key metrics are you using to measure the success of the company?
Yeah, so when I joined Access Mode, I came in with just an idea. Since joining the program, I have launched version 1 of my mobile app. I've signed up 150 substitute teachers, and I've met with 4 school districts here in the state of Colorado. And Millie Llama will partner with 1 or 2 of those school districts for this fall semester for a pilot program.
Yeah. Great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Interesting model where you're using college students, right, with lots of free time. They're in that educational mode as a way to fill the substitute teacher gap. What advantages do using college students have over other demographics?
Yeah, so I'm starting to target college students initially because college students have flexibility in their schedule. That flexibility aligns perfectly as a substitute teacher because college students are able to accommodate for last-minute assignments as well as they're available during the school hours. Also, college students meet the requirements to become a substitute teacher. In the state of Colorado, as well as 26 other states, the only requirement is to have a high school diploma as well as pass a fingerprint background check. What makes Millie Llama unique is we ensure we go after college students of every major. No prior teacher experience is required, as well as we provide them with training and support to ensure that they are successful.
Great. So I'm going to ask the question that's on everybody's mind. The llama. The llama was prominently displayed. I see the llama, it's Millie Llama. Talk to us about the llama, the significance. Talk to us about Benito, right?
Yes, his name is Benito. So we do have a llama. His name is Benito. He is the brand lead for Millie Llama. When I bring Benito on college campuses, it attracts their attention. It brings out their curiosity. When they come up to wonder, why is there llamas walking around on my campus? That gives me the opportunity to engage with them of the benefits of Millie Llama as well as the benefits of becoming a substitute teacher.
I love it. The llama, Benito. Thank you, Donovan.
All right, thank you.
Next up, Cacao Creates.
Surface pattern designers create designs not only for the pleasure of seeing their work in major retailers, but also to earn profits from their creations. However, turning our designs into a source of revenue involves a long process before it finally reaches a retailer and is sold to consumers. As content creators, artists receive the smallest slice of the revenue pie and often lack the leverage to negotiate for better royalty rates. I'm Ana Claudia, a designer. The surge in online education has created a surge in surface pattern designers ready to enter the art licensing industry. So why now? Our licensing industry is a dynamic area. The pandemic affected us all, but also created new market for brand and art licensing. Now is the time for brand collaborations and product developers to work with us, streamlining the process. Our platform transforms licensing, sharing, and tracking designers' work, created with designers in mind. Our comprehensive platform offers seamless licensing, easy buyer connections, and royal tracking that will make the IRS jealous.
Licensing management is not a new concept. It's prevalent in other sectors, such as the music industry. But yet, there's nothing like our unique all-in-one solution, tailored for art licensing, digital art licensing in the market. Trust me, I looked. With over 15 years in design and project management, having licensed my own designs since 2021, with over 500 patents in my portfolio, I'm ready to make a difference in this field, but I'm not doing it alone. Together with a team of advisors in software development, product design, business strategy, together we can ensure we deliver a product that speaks directly to what our customers are begging for. We are creating a platform, marketplace, network that connects designers like me with eager buyers, offers IP protection, royalty tracking, and much more. Our subscription-based model allows you access to a full capabilities of a platform. Choose your plan, pay a monthly or annual fee, unlock the tools to take your licensing business to the next level. Together, let's reshape the art licensing landscape and marketplace. The future is bright, and we're just getting started.
You did that, yes.
I
And
did
you look
it.
beautiful. You're wearing
Thank
some
you.
pattern design now. You've been a pattern designer for a few years now. And can you tell us a little bit about how long it took you and your process to monetize?
Yes, it took me a long time to really finally hone in how to monetize my own designs. The key is to license one design in as much as possible product categories that you can humanly possibly can. The key here is to know what contract terms to track and when to track them. Our platform, smart contracts, will make tracking seamless, just like a pattern design.
I love that. So you're talking about tracking, but tell us a little bit about how you are building this platform for people to come together. What about the buyers that need to be informed about what you're doing?
Yes, I carefully vet the buyers that I want my designs to be associated with. It's a long process. It takes a long time. It's somewhat a matchmaking process. But with a platform, we are hoping to connect buyers and designers faster, more efficiently, and foster true collaboration.
That's great. And bringing the art licensed designers and those folks who are going to actually buy their work together is really important. So you track, you bring them together. Are you concerned at all with this coming together and this sharing on your digital platform about IP? How are you thinking about that?
Yes, it's a very good question. It is indeed a risk in the industry, and it can happen to anyone. But with our platform, we're hoping to leverage AI technology to enhance IP protection, so it won't be an issue for us.
Well, it sounds like you're thinking about everything. We're excited about what you're doing. Thank you, Ana Claudia.
Thank you.
Up next, Wallet Guide.
Hi, my name is Caleb, founder of Wallet Guide, and I want to ask you a question. If you were to design your ideal life, what would it look like? Will it be taking that exotic trip you've always wanted to go on, or taking some extended time off to create beautiful memories with your friends and family? What might stop you from achieving this lifestyle? Well, given that over 60% of adults live paycheck to paycheck, the lack of discretionary income seems to be what's really holding people back from living their best life.
How are you guys doing? So many people, especially millennials, struggle with managing their finances effectively. And this is not because there's a lack of financial tools out there, but because these tools neglect the crucial emotional and habit formation aspects of managing money. Similarly to weight loss, developing healthy financial principles requires discipline, accountability, and motivation for it to work. Walla Guide aims to be this solution by connecting young professionals to financial coaches that can provide personalized guidance and support, empowering them to cultivate healthy financial habits. Walla Guide aims to solve this solution by tackling emotional aspects of money, setting them for long-term financial success. Our addressable market is our millennials between the ages of 25 to 34 that are seeking a solution for their financial challenges. So, let's see. It's coming. So, Walla Guide, our users, we help match our users based on their unique goals, their preferences, and their compatibility. And our goal is to focus on fostering long-term financial success. I am the CEO and founder of Walla Guide, and I have a background in business management, and I've worked for top financial firms such as Scottrade and Charles Schwab. And I'm also backed by an exceptional team of experts that share my same vision and passion. Walla Guide allows its users to connect and find and match with their ideal financial coach. We offer features such as secure messaging, scheduling tools, progress tracking, and resource libraries to enhance the financial coaching experience. Our revenue model is straightforward. We help drive leads to financial coaches and receive a finder's fee for every sale of the transaction. Here at Walla Guide, we believe life should be more than just paying bills. We are on a mission to help young professionals succeed, thrive, and achieve financial freedom. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for that.
Absolutely.
I could kind of see the passion in terms of how you talk about this subject, and you mentioned passion a lot in the presentation. Can you talk about where does this passion come from? Where did this originate?
I appreciate that question, Kevin. So coming into this country as an immigrant, I know what it feels like. I know what it felt like to struggle financially. Now, fortunately, I've been able to learn financial principles to help me overcome those challenges, and I'm on a mission to help others to do the same.
So you're working with financial coaches, right, which are different than FAs, right, traditional FAs as we know them. Talk to us a little bit about how those two segments differ. What do financial coaches typically provide, and what the difference is?
Absolutely. So when I say financial coaches, most people automatically think I'm talking about financial advisors. But the difference is financial coaches actually helps young professionals or their clients with the day-to-day money management, which is problems such as budgeting, saving, and getting out of debt.
Okay, got it. So this is one of those problems, right? Just like it seems like every other problem in the world right now that can be solved with AI. I don't know. What differentiates what you're doing, and why do you think, or do you think that this problem can be solved with AI?
ChatGPT, AI. So yes, I mean, AI can help people intellectually understand about money. But what it neglects that human element to help them stay accountable along their financial journey. And so that's a big deal.
Got to have the personal touch, huh?
Got to have it.
Understood. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, Inclusive Guide is next.
In 2020, discrimination against African Americans alone cost the economy $16 trillion. With more businesses closing than ever and a new wave of consumers wanting to align their dollars and their ideologies, it is vital for businesses to recruit and retain every customer they can get. Inclusive Guide is a customer review platform that can sort reviews by demographics and provides customized resources based on that data. We're the only review platform that actually helps grow your business.
Privilege, equity, microaggressions. Businesses are being asked to solve for these problems, but oftentimes don't even know what these words mean. Do you? Most of the 6.5 million businesses we're targeting in the US are already taking note of the different, harmful way their customers are being treated. And 1.3 million are already doing something about it. Our professional backgrounds have given us a direct B2B pipeline to 350,000 businesses we consider extremely low-hanging fruit. Now, Inclusive Guide not only provides businesses with a way to sort reviews by demographics, business subscribers also have 24/7 access to a regularly updated resource library, reducing the need to hire expensive diversity, equity, and inclusion consultants in a time-consuming process. Now, let me tell you about one of the first organizations we onboarded. This is a state agency I absolutely cannot name. They encountered a challenging situation, a negative review from a Black patron highlighting offensive remarks made by a volunteer. Now, this totally anonymous state agency luckily already had access to inclusiveguide.com. Our expert team was able to provide same-day, data-driven advice, helping the organization address the issue, educate their volunteers, and create a more inclusive environment. The outcome? The customer was delighted with how the business handled the situation, and the story made positive national headlines. Mistakes happen, like hiring that volunteer, but Inclusive Guide is here to help businesses customer retention and avoid negative public perception. Now, most businesses lose about 9.5% in consumer revenue from negative customer experiences. So $100 a month to have regularly updated resource library available 24/7 is a steal. And with 48% of workers experiencing at least one instance of workplace misconduct a month, a subscription to Inclusive Guide includes internal training modules as well. But if you still want to hire expensive diversity, equity, and inclusion consultants or secret shoppers, we're happy to provide those at an additional cost. Now, with our combined 27 years of experience as expensive diversity, equity, and inclusion consultants with clients like the National Park Service, and with both of us, co-founders recognized as national leaders in conservation and outdoor recreation industries, our co-founding team is equipped with the knowledge and expertise to revolutionize the customer service industry. With Inclusive Guide, businesses now have data and resources to understand what's behind their issues that have to do with things like privilege, equity, and microaggressions. We all know data shows businesses that prioritize inclusive customer service practices draw a wider customer base, increase customer loyalty, and have higher profits. So let's go change the world.
That was awesome. So many people I feel like could benefit from this product, and I love how you got into your background a little bit. Talk to me a little bit more in the audience about your target market, break that down for us, and then why you all are uniquely positioned to service this market.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. So Parker and I, Parker McMullen Bushman, a lot of folks might recognize her face, as a co-founding team, we're already actually consultants in these spaces. And so Inclusive Guide actually originated as a tool to help the businesses we are already serving really put that data behind the things we're asking them to do. A lot of organizations are asking us, why should we do this? How do we know if we've been successful? And so Inclusive Guide is that answer to those questions. And the 350,000 businesses are folks that we're already engaging with through our network of DEI consultants that we do consider a very easy targets.
So you all have been at this a little bit, and you've had some exposure to a lot of businesses. How many businesses do you currently have on the platform?
Let's start with users, actually. This is really fun. So we have over 660 individual users already rating places around the Denver metro area. And we have 55 businesses on our beta test right now. And those are businesses like the Denver Zoo, Arvada Center for Performing Arts. And we also have had this amazing traction because we actually received $1.3 million in philanthropic donations only, to get us to where we are today.
Nicely done. So you guys have been at this for a little while, having raised $1.3 million already in philanthropic dollars. But it sounds like things have evolved at least a little bit from where you started. Talk to us about how the business model has changed and how it's evolved and where you are now.
As experts in the field, we knew everything about how to do this from the beginning, and then we unlearned all of that very quickly. It turns out, even though we are experts in what these tools should be, it's not necessarily what the consumers wanted, the business side wanted. So we're actually launching our resource library first, because our market research indicated that's what everyone was begging for. And then the data and statistics are coming shortly after. So we're going to launch in August, the paid version, where we're going to onboard our 200 business wait list.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It sounds like you found product market fit. Thank you so much for the presentation. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Finish is next.
When my grandpa died, my grandma was left to maintain their 5-bedroom house by herself. My dad, sister, and I would go over every day to help and drop off food and other essentials. We did our best, but with our schedules, it got tough at times. My experience isn't unique. My grandma's one out of the 55.8 million older adults who need help getting things done with no means to access it easily and on demand. My name's Brandon Peterkin, founder of Finished. We're bringing the much needed access and connection to services for this growing population.
So we live in the age where there's an app to get almost anything done instantly. Get food delivered, get your groceries delivered. But many of the older adult population are excluded from these services. And they could use the little bit of extra help with things such as getting their groceries delivered, getting their lawn mowed, but they don't want to ask for help. They don't want to be a burden. But they also don't have means to access these services easily and on demand. The $859 billion combined market excludes many of this population. And it does so more on a monthly basis as we have more and more members continuously transitioning to this next stage of life. You know, 72% of this population wants to use and access these services. And Finished is going to bring on-demand access to these services. And we're going to start by targeting the 1.7 million older adults in Colorado, 300 service providers across 4 categories, converting into 108,000 ARR by year 1. Now, research and studies show the unique needs and preferences of this population to ensure that our approach is designed for them. Accessibility, simplicity, they have to be at the forefront. Ensuring that those who aren't comfortable with technology still have means to access these services. The system must allow access to all, including those with visual, hearing, or physical limitations. An app well suited, allowing them to remain independent longer and age in place comfortably. You know, when you look at the current platforms out there, they're not designed with this population in mind. These apps are constantly changing. They're busy, they're complicated. On top of that, there's so many different apps, it's confusing. So our focus is to connect users and providers with a single simplified platform, a platform that is backed by knowledge and experience. My background is in computer science and business administration. I've developed over 42 apps and websites. I'm also a husband and the father of 3 kids. So I've done my fair share of dev gig work. I've lost up to 42% of my profits. And that's why I created Finished. Now, Finished. Finished is the first multi-service on-demand app tailored for the older adult population, finally bringing them on-demand access to services that they need and allowing providers a way to outreach to this growing population. We generate revenue through in-app subscriptions designed to save the providers money, but also allows them to keep 100% of the revenue earned. Finished also allows users to call or text the platform to gain access to providers and services in a manner that's most comfortable to them. Because at the end of the day, we are here for the populations that most need access to these services. We're all going to need access to these services at some point because we're going to want to remain independent. We're going to want to age in place comfortably. And together we can finally bring the on-demand access to the older adult population and other key vital populations. So with that being said, thank you.
Brandon, that was great. It brings to mind my 99-year-old grandmother who's on Facebook more than me, and thinking about her independence, right? And her, you know, living with my aunt and uncle and wanting to do things on her own, and she can't. She's constantly having to ask folks.
Yes.
talk to me a little bit about Finished and how you scaled this and what you're thinking in terms of distribution.
You know, it's cool because when we look at this population and when you're scaling a platform, normally you would go kind of user by user. This is a unique population because there's communities, there's pockets. What that allows us to do is we can target the individual users, but now we can also partner with the communities, the different facilities. It gives you access to hundreds to thousands of users right at the drop. So we can actually scale out at a larger pace compared to other marketplaces.
That makes sense. They're kind of all in one place in a lot of
Yes.
cases. So I could be wrong, but I think you said your providers keep 100%
Yes.
of what they get, and they're saving money. And I'm trying to reconcile those two things in my head. Talk to me about how that's possible.
You know, when you look at every time we complete an on-demand task, whether we have someone deliver food or catch a ride, those providers lose anywhere between 23 to 42% of their profit earned for every single task completed. So our approach is we're not going to charge the providers for every task they complete. What we do is we say, hey, you'll pay a monthly subscription. That's going to save you money because you're not being charged every single time. But it also allows us a chance to get revenue. So that way they get to keep everything that they earn, but we earn revenue, so everybody wins.
So it sort of smooths your cash flow and makes it less transactional and more
Yes.
predictable from that perspective. Now that's interesting. So timing is everything, right? With models like this. Talk to us about why now is the time for Finish.
You know, in recent history, over the past few years, there's been this trend of more and more users in the older adult population becoming more familiar and obtaining access to your smartphones, your wearables. So we have this population who now has access to these devices, and they're also saying that they want to access these services. So we're just kind of at that beautiful inflection point where it's like, you know what? We have the platform, they have the desire. This is the best time to go for it.
Sounds great. You're off to a great start. Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.
Ebony Notes is next.
I've struggled with depression.
I'm not weak.
I've dealt with it on my own because seeking help is not a thing for us.
I am a wife, a mother, a teacher, and tech expert, and each one of those women is also me.
So many in the Black community face similar struggles with nowhere to turn. In a world shaped by systematic oppression, discrimination, and generational trauma, the Black community has long endured the heavy burden of mental wellness disparities, leading to self-exclusion and denial.
It's time to break this cycle and empower the Black community with the resources they deserve. The magnitude of this problem cannot be ignored. In the African American community, approximately 1 in 4 adults report struggling with mental health challenges, affecting millions of lives nationwide. The solution is simple, yet powerful: affirmations. Positive affirmations are designed to promote positive thinking and self-empowerment. By addressing the deep wounds of systematic oppression and internalized self-hate, affirmations offer users a way to rebuild self-esteem. Thank you. All right, so affirmations offer users a way to rebuild self-esteem, challenge negative narratives, and internalize a positive sense of self. It also serves as a stepping stone for those who may be hesitant, offering a pathway of empowerment and support on their transformational journey to personal wellness. There are over 20,000 wellness and affirmation apps on the market today. In 2022 alone, $269 million were spent on wellness apps, with the top affirmation app earning an average of $600,000 per month. I said month. Now, the demand and need is evident. Ebony Notes is the only app addressing the specific challenges faced by African Americans, a market often overlooked by existing wellness and affirmation apps. As we built our team, we focused on bringing together diverse minds and lived experiences. I also took home the big prize of $25,000
25K?
in this National Small Business Challenge. It was put on by this big business. I can't name who they are quite yet, but I was also featured by the local news, displaying, they were talking about the impact that I've had on the community so far. I also partner with Sister Biz, and I provide affirmations to their network of Black women entrepreneurs. And I'm currently crowdfunding to raise $150,000 to help us to add those additional features, to expand our team, and to just spread that awareness of mental health in Black communities and what Ebony Notes can do.
And where can we find that crowdfunding campaign?
It is on I Fund Women. You might have received a card with an affirmation on it. If you scan that code, you can find the link to donate.
Well, thank you so much. I love what you're doing. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Bookham is next.
There have been 3 critical moments in the digital books market in the last 30 years. Amazon started this revolution with its online retail site, which opened the book industry to the emerging digital world. Next was self-publishing, which allowed authors to go direct to readers online. And now we have entered into the newest space, reader-centric platforms.
Hi, my name is Kyle Colley. Did you know in 2012, book content on TikTok alone crossed 112 billion views? Yes, billion with a B. In the same time, the book market sold over 788 million copies, and the book market is valued at $143 billion. The cause of this boom has been the power of bookish content creators. Bookish content creators, mainly Gen Z and millennial women, have created billions of dollars of value for Big 5 publishers such as HarperCollins and Penguin Random House, while not being compensated for their massive and buying audiences. Well, unless, of course, you consider a free book compensation, which is like a marketing team being paid in promotional gear. While legacy platforms such as TikTok and Twitter and Instagram see them as regular users, we see them as key contributors to the $250 billion creator economy and storytelling business. Our solution is twofold. First, to drive back value to bookish content creators via club subscriptions, and second, to create a centralized and dynamic online book clubbing platform. Surprisingly, in 2023, hosting book clubs online is still challenging and frustrating because the tools are scattered across multiple channels. For example, you may use Zoom for live discussion, Discord for group chat, and Google Forms to pull your club on the next book you always want to read. We solve this problem by providing all the tools needed to host a dynamic online book club on one app. What makes us unique is we are the only social book platform that allows content creators direct monetization for their content, while also providing a full stack solution for hosting online book clubs. Our founding team has over 7 years of experience in the book market. My brother and I have created a book media company, which gives us access to users, authors, and publishers. Our product lead previously worked at Google and on the YouTube music team. We have a dedicated team of engineers, for software, front-end, and back-end development. Bookham generates revenue in 3 ways: membership clubs, book clubs, and of course, advertisement. Through the power of storytelling and community, Bookham aims to become the largest social book clubbing platform. Bookham is where bookish conversations happen. Join us in shaping the future of book club platforms. Thank you.
All right. Talking about bookish content and bookish content creators. Hello, Brother Scully. How are you? Glad to have you on the stage. So you mentioned that you guys have been in this book industry for quite a while, which is shocking given how young you are. I love to see it. So tell us a little bit about your experience in this industry.
Yeah, we've, as Kyle mentioned in his script, we've been working in the book industry for about 7 years now, interviewing authors, interviewed about 300 different authors, best-selling authors, hosting podcasts, and just building relationships.
I love that. So you have relationships with content creators, and how are you going to get customers? Talk to us about your customer acquisition strategy.
Sure, yeah. So we're building a network, and when you build a network, there's 2 sides of it. You have the hard side and you have the easy side. When we talk about bookish content creators, they drive the hard side, which allows their followings and their content creators to come, their following to join in on that side. So really focusing on building a network effect on the front end and helping our creators succeed on our platform.
I love that network effect. And my sister-in-law, she's an author, and so she was the first person I heard talk about bookish content. I had not heard that before. So when you guys brought the term bookish, I thought, wow, this is really a thing. So we've dug in and we've seen that this industry really has some potential. So talk to us about how you're thinking about traction.
Yeah, so right now we have about 105 members in our private beta testing of the app and about another 200 on our wait list. So we're gaining traction that way as well.
And we also have just created a partnership with Tattered Cover, so we'll be working with them and bringing their book club on our platform.
That's incredible. Let's give them a round of applause for that. Happening right here in Colorado. Thank you, Bookham. We look forward to your success.
Thank you so much.
All right. Up next, Legislate.
Hi there, my name is Vivian and I'm one of the co-founders of Legislate. When I'm not working on Legislate, I'm busy serving as a city councilor. As a city councilor, I am intimately familiar with the challenges of drafting and passing legislation. Each day, municipal legislators like myself must manage a multitude of responsibilities, from providing constituent services to participating in stakeholder meetings, all while balancing our regular day jobs. This dynamic makes it particularly hard to find the time to research and write effective legislation.
Hi everyone, my name is Roger. Let me ask you all a question. Is it easier to build a bike from scratch or buy one that's pre-assembled? The same question applies in our field. Is it easier to draft a document from scratch or with a pre-existing template? That's the transformative relief that Legislate is bringing to the legislative drafting process. Legislation in local governments has the most significant impact on people's everyday lives, from the roads we drive on to the school our children attend. However, most people aren't aware of what is involved in creating a legislation. After conversing and surveying with local legislators, we found out that they take hours of research and writing to create legislation. Additionally, the entire process is drawn out, overcomplicated, and heavily reliant on municipal legislators like Vivian, who's already stretched thin without support. And this problem is far from isolated. Of the 90,000 local governments within the United States, we've identified 19,000 municipalities that encounter resource constraints in the legislative drafting process. That's thousands of hours of valuable staff time being consumed by this process in the face of the public worker shortage crisis. But here's the game changer. Those lost hours can be regained with Legislate, a modern legislation drafting tool harnessing the power of generative AI that turns long, complex legislative processes into quick, simple ones, empowering local governments to do more with their existing resources and staff. Legislator simply answer questions, and we run their answers through our database of 19,000 municipal codes, and we deliver an output with complete formatting and citation in your municipality's specific needs. Traditionally, local governments have relied on legislative staff, city attorneys, or even law firms to draft legislations. And Legislate is currently the only AI-powered legislative drafting tool in the entire industry. And our technology is currently undergoing patent processes, making our solution difficult to replicate. Legislate uses a yearly subscription model with two-tier pricing options. We're looking to onboard 50 entities by May of 2024, and we're looking to generate $110 million in annual recurring revenue by 2027. Our team possesses the perfect blend of domain experiences and technical skills to redefine the legislative drafting process. Vivian, representing the new generation of young tech-savvy legislators, provides us invaluable insights into the complexity of the legislative drafting process. Pujet's 8 years of software experiences drives the development of our powerful AI engine. With those valuable staff time that we are saving, your representatives can contribute their most valuable assets, the human element, to serve your community. Legislate reimagine local governance, one ordinance at a time. Thank you.
So as someone who's worked with and in federal and state and local governments, this is super interesting to me. And I've been watching the progress that you all have been making while at Access Mode. Can you share with our audience a little bit about what you've been able to accomplish, key milestones, and the traction that you've been able to get since you've been in the program?
Yes, so since the start of the program, we have successfully raised $70,000 in our angel round, in addition to the $20,000 grant from Access Mode. Additionally, we accomplished a huge pivotal moment last month when one of the ordinances that was drafted with Legislate got officially ordained, which served as a concrete proof of concept for our products. Furthermore, we also onboarded our first pilot user in the lobbying sector, and we're currently in active discussions with the cities of Bellevue, Washington, Denver, Colorado, as well as Montgomery County in Maryland to initiate potential pilot programs.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You guys have been busy, right? Taking full advantage. Lot of things involved with drafting legislation, right? And accuracy and compliance with local laws. How does Legislate deal with all of that is required to get legislation officially introduced and passed?
Sure, so I think I'll take that. And it's a good question, Kevin. So we're training our algorithm on 19,000 municipal codes, along with the state laws and city charters that accompany them. And we try to look at municipalities with similar attributes. So things like the structure of the government, whether they're home rule state, and things like that help us generate drafts that are not only compliant, but also very specific and relevant to the governing entities.
That makes sense. And so, one of the things that has come up oftentimes when we're talking about training models and data, implicit bias, right? Garbage in, garbage out. The dangers in your case are particularly profound in missing that. How are you dealing with that issue? What are you doing to address sort of the implicit bias problem in how you're thinking about data?
Yeah, so absolutely. Legislate addresses the issue of implicit bias using two main strategies. So our first main strategy focuses on providing users with as much context as possible regarding the referred legislation. Things like the demographic makeup of the legislative body or specific circumstances at the time. Our second strategy is embedded in our algorithm, which is designed to pair municipalities with legislative examples from other municipalities that, serve similar communities. And these things would be like population demographics. But it is really important to note that Legislate aims to support and not replace the expertise and judgment of the human professionals who know their community's needs and nuances, and they're always the final review.
Makes sense. Legislate, thank you guys. This is awesome.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Barbershop is next. Good job, guys.
As little as $10,000 is what the SBA says is needed to prevent most businesses from going out of business. For some, that's one website. For others, that's over 300 haircuts, or close to 100 houses cleaned. Wouldn't it be cool to chip away at that $10,000 by trading services we already provide while creating more sustainable businesses, allowing businesses to grow and thrive in the absence of cash money? So are you tired of cash flow problems? Are you or someone you know lacking the financial resources to run your business?
Hello. It was 2 years ago when I had real trouble in my e-commerce business. I lacked social media presence and I didn't have the time or resources to acquire a new skill. That's when a college student entered my life and ignited a big idea. I would teach her the fundamentals of coding, and in exchange, she would create and manage my social media for my online store. And just like that, the barbershop was born. More recently, I met with Kim. Kim is a struggling small business owner. She finds it difficult to keep her head afloat. Kim needs to expand her salon, but she doesn't have the resources to do so. She thinks that if business doesn't turn around soon, she may have to close her salon for good. Kim and I are not the only ones with this fear. There's more than 30 million small businesses across the United States, and 60% of minority-owned small businesses report insufficient funding as the primary reason that their business is not thriving or worse, failing altogether. What if there was a way for all of us small business owners to come together in support of one another through the world's oldest form of commerce, bartering? The barter shop is designed for entrepreneurs who find it difficult to take their business to the next level, or who are looking for who may be creatively looking for different ways to reallocate their money. The barter shop, ultimately, the barter shop looks to help small business owners provide tangible resources to one another. Using our app is simple. You can browse through our barter categories and view our barter professionals. You can go to their profiles and view their business offerings, or you may find a match. With our map feature, you're able to find a barterer near you, and it's a breeze. It's almost like a dating app for services. At the barter shop, we know time is money, so we created multiple ways for you to successfully complete a barter. You can complete a barter by full barter, partial barter, or no barter at all. Our business model has 3 tiers: freemium, business, and premium. On the barter shop, you can go from broke to barter professional on any budget. Our business model allows us to drive revenue while providing essential free services to small businesses. The barter shop's team is led by myself. I act as the founder and the CEO. I have over 15 years of entrepreneurial experience and over 4 years of iOS dev experience. I'm committed to the barter shop's mission, and I look forward to bringing it to life. At the barter shop, we value community, collaboration, and connection. We're looking to create a microeconomy that runs in the absence of cash money. Here at the barter shop, if you have no money today, you can still get stuff done anyway. Thank you.
Good job, Shanice. I love it. No money today, get stuff done anyway. And you're talking about the oldest form of business exchange and transforming that for now. Can you tell us a little bit? We have some folks in the room from Chambers of Commerce and SBDC. How can barter shop help them?
Sure. So Chambers of Commerce and small business development centers often feed resources into small businesses. They can actually act as a small business on the app and reallocate those resources to more important things and let the app take some of that grunt from those resources that they may provide.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit, right, where there may be a business that wants to offer a cleaning service, and then there's businesses that may be saying, hey, we can develop some code for you. That's not necessarily an easy exchange, so talk to us about how you're going to solve for that.
Sure. Well, honestly, value is really in the eye of the beholder. It becomes a pain point when, a small business is coming up against something, and who's to say that a haircut is not as most important as, a website to be developed, right? So between that and also doing our vetted background checks, as well as in-app reviews and ratings, that's how we, keep on top.
I love it. And so we're really excited about what you're doing at the barter shop. And we know that this is a place where businesses can come and exchange services so they can grow. Congratulations on what you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Up next, we have Mascot U.
You are not alone. How often do we hear these words after a mental health tragedy, but fail to act on this sentiment in a meaningful way? College students are in crisis. Suicide is the second leading cause of death on college campuses. The American College Health Association reports that 75% of students experience moderate to severe psychological distress. And a recent Healthy Mind study finds that 60% of students suffer from one or more mental health challenge.
Good evening. I'm Marcella, co-founder of Mascot U. Do we have slides? Thanks. Imagine for a moment that you're a college freshman, or imagine that your child is a college freshman. There's 8 a.m. classes, intensive coursework, exams to study for, distance from family. And for student athletes, there's also practices, weightlifting, travel for games, conditioning, as well as NIL deals to consider, scholarship and eligibility requirements, injuries. These demands may lead to increases in anxiety, depression, dropout rates, and suicide rates. The current global mental health market is valued at $383 billion and will reach $537 billion by 2030. Mascot U enters the market by focusing first on the mental wellness of student athletes before expanding to the broader campus and other verticals. At Mascot U, we're developing personality insights so higher education can address the mental health epidemic using a data-driven solution. Mascot U creates self-awareness by alerting individuals of changes to their personality. With this awareness, an individual can do 3 things. 1, get help sooner. 2, self-manage their wellness using Mascot U's integrated content. 3, use their personality insights to inform their on-campus therapy. The current market includes wellness apps for meditation, journaling, surveying, and mental health management, which are all reactive solutions. Mascot U is a proactive solution that focuses on mental health awareness. Just as wearables exist to monitor our physical wellness, Mascot U monitors mental wellness. And awareness is the first step to reducing dropout rates, suicide rates, and the strain on limited campus health resources. Harry and I are co-founders and both Techstars alum. Our mentors and advisors have extensive expertise across psychology, psychiatry, data science, and athletics. And Mascot U uses a B2B subscription-based revenue model where athletic departments pay per student athlete on a recurring basis. My co-founder, Harry, a standout student athlete, was abandoned by his family, by his parents at 14. His mother left him at a friend's house and never returned. He began writing to express himself during this experience. But Harry, his friends, his family, his school were all unaware of his mental health before being hospitalized for the first time. Looking back, Harry realized the depression was in his writing. Everything was there in his journal, but no one had access to it. Mascot U is on a mission to create awareness, transparency, and collaboration in the mental wellness journey so that this doesn't have to be anyone's story anymore. Thank you.
Gosh, Marcella and Harry, welcome to the stage, Harry. Thank you for attempting to solve this really important problem. And you talked about suicide as the second killer for, or the second morbidity issue for students on campuses. How important is community as a part of what you're trying to solve?
Thanks, Zanetta. Community is critical. The National Alliance on Mental Illness says that community is essential for all individuals to thrive. So how we are incorporating this into our product is it's not just a solution, but there's an experience that wraps around it. And we're bringing individuals together based on commonalities. So personality insights for music consumption and bringing students together on campus who are consuming similar music. Another thing is that we empower the end user to designate a circle of trust when they're onboarding. So they can list a friend, a family member, a parent, their RA, their coach, their counselor, whomever they trust, and that individual will receive alerts in specific scenarios to help mitigate a potential mental health crisis.
Well, you're talking about all of these people who are involved in community, and you told Harry's story about what happened in his youth. And so I'm curious, thinking about community and sharing data with that community, Can one of you help me understand how you're thinking about solving for this data issue?
Yes, so in building the platform, one thing that we're going to be very intentional about is making sure that we're HIPAA, FERPA compliant, and also having our SOC 2 compliance in place, because security is very, very important to us, and we want to make sure that's a central part of the experience. But we're also exploring building our technology on a blockchain system so that our end users can actually give access to what data and permissions are being shared with us or with others at their discretion. And so we do not want to be data dictators. We want to be data partners. And so anything that we have access to, we want the user to always be available in that experience and know what we're doing when we're doing it.
Well, thanks for what you are doing for our college students to start, and I know you have plans for other verticals going forward, and we're really excited that we had a chance to support you with Access Mode. Thank you, Marcella and Harry.
Thank you, Zanetta.
All right, well, we want to thank the 10 companies who have just presented to you as a part of Cohort 2. And now we have a special guest who's going to be joining the stage. Those of you in Colorado, he is not a stranger to you, but those of you who are online in the US and abroad, I have the privilege of introducing somebody very special. And he's not a stranger to entrepreneurship, and in particular, not a stranger to tech entrepreneurship. Started one of the first e-commerce businesses in the 90s, and that included a greeting card website called bluemountain.com. I see some people beginning to smile. They know who I'm talking about, as well as ProFlowers. In addition to that, he's one of the co-founders of Techstars, one of the world's most successful tech accelerators, which Kevin and I, as Access Mode founders, had an opportunity to participate in as well. He's in his second term as governor for Colorado, and in his 2023 State of the State address, he shared his bold ideas for moving Colorado forward by taking the greatest challenges that we're facing in our state with determination, optimism, and the voices of all Coloradans. Access Mode is aligned to this vision, and as we cultivate founders of color who have been historically overlooked in our state. And we celebrate Governor Polis's vision and the way that he wants to build ecosystems of inclusion. And please join me in welcoming our governor, Governor Polis, to the stage. Thank you.
Well, I was glad I got to see a few of the business plan presentations. Good job to both of you. Thank you for the kind introduction. It's great to be here. It's always exciting to be in the presence of so many entrepreneurs with ideas focused on making the world a better place and the hard work of turning your idea into reality. It's a lot of work. Your work, it's brought you to this point. And really congratulations on your presentations, and to our funders and supporters and mentors in the room. Thanks for working with our founders. You know, we have a very strong entrepreneurial ecosystem in the state of Colorado. It's a great state to start a business. That includes, of course, great institutions of higher ed, including with tech transfer, great workforce, innovative entrepreneurs, and many resources. So more than 75 knowledge sharing, hackathons, boot camps, skill sharing events, business plan competitions, shared workspaces. There's a lot more infrastructure around starting a company in entrepreneurship than there ever has been in the history of Colorado, in the history of the nation. And we now have to work to make sure that all Colorado entrepreneurs, including those from diverse backgrounds, have access and are connected to the resources, the knowledge, the funding networks that they need to thrive. And Access Mode is one of those resources. I'm particularly proud that Access Mode launched out of Techstars, which many of you know I co-founded along with David Brown and Brad Feld, accelerate and support the work of entrepreneurs. And now Access Mode is carrying that torch by helping entrepreneurs take the next step, creating a large group of Colorado-based founders, closing the glaring gaps that exist for people of color, and making sure that we can connect the right entrepreneurial resources to everybody, every community in our state. And I want to applaud Access Mode for their goal of launching 100 tech businesses founded by founders of color by 2025. And we are here and very excited about that. We want to help make that happen. The truth is, accelerators and incubators like Access Mode are really important because, like any skill, you learn you might have a great idea, but you need to learn the skills to turn that into reality and bring it to the marketplace. And that's really what this is all about, how to turn your idea into reality. And Colorado is a great place to do it. We continue to break records for venture capital investment. We're 7th in the U.S., which is among the highest per capita. We broke our record in 2021 with $6.8 billion in venture capital invested in Colorado. We also were proud that 37 businesses that were founded by people of color and women raised over $1.2 billion in venture funding. And there's a lot more work ahead. Maybe some of the ideas pitched today will be tomorrow's unicorns, tomorrow's major companies. The sky is the limit here in Colorado because of entrepreneurs like you that are taking that risk with your ideas to make the world a better place. As many of you know, I did get my own start as a tech entrepreneur, launched several businesses, and as governor, I want to make sure that Colorado remains the best place to start and grow a business. We want to make sure that people can get the training and skills they need to succeed, whether it's in entrepreneurship or whether it's in an occupation that powers the private sector, from healthcare to construction to others. There are many examples of what we are doing to foster innovation and entrepreneurship across our state. But the best thing and the most inspirational is really the stories that each of you have. And each of you who shared your business models, I got to hear the last two, is really a great inspiration and a reminder of why we work so hard to make a difference in Colorado. Making sure that we have the opportunity from founders of every kind of background to be able to turn their ideas into reality really benefits all of us, because founders from different backgrounds will know particular needs that others that live in different ways might not even know, that can be addressed in the marketplace and create tomorrow's great company. Each of you is bringing that in this conversation today, and that extends beyond today. You're contributing to the Colorado for All story of success, and I want to thank you all for the great inspiration you can provide, congratulate you on the success to date, and we look forward to celebrating even more success over the next few years. Thank you. Thank you.
Please.
Where are we looking?
Come on this side now.
Yes, I did. Oh, was he trying to do what he's trying to get with? You are. He sent out an email, I think, for us to get together. I'm glad we are. That's right, we got it. We'll talk.
All right, look right here. Thank you. Awesome. And then one more, I'm sorry, Kaylin, with our founders. Come on, guys, forward to.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to follow up yet, but that's pretty cool that we just got.
Thank you for thank you for this.
I told you we were done. Thanks for being part of this. Possible work to do.
All right. Thank you so much, Governor Polis. Thank you to our audience for that quick pause in programming. And not to be We're not finished yet. We have another little surprise for you. We have a company that is just formed because Access Mode, we're thinking about our future. Governor Polis talked about 100 tech companies by 2025. And we have a pipeline issue that we're trying to solve. And we're starting very young. We have a company that was just born this summer, started by two founders that are in high school. And let us welcome to the stage from Metro Deep's Entrepreneur Program, Daniel and Zachary.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming out today. My name is Daniel Montez, and I'm a co-founder of Young Pro.
Hi, my name is Zach Kelsey, and I'm also a co-founder of Young Pro. When it comes to getting a job, you need to meet the job's requirements, whether it's having a certain education, work experience, or even being a certain age. Each job has requirements. Think back to when you were applying for your first job as a teen, and remember how difficult it was to do so. Some of the most commonly asked questions for teens during interviews are, is this your first job, or do you have prior work experience? And lots of youth have trouble getting jobs in Denver because they don't have the work experience they need. And ultimately, this limits their potential as young workers striving for success.
Just this summer, we met at an entrepreneurship internship ourselves, where we gained knowledge, skills, and experience within the program. This sparked an idea to create a platform for teens and adults, which makes paid internships become more accessible to youth. So we started doing research, and we found that America is going through a worker crisis. Because of the pandemic, the U.S. is missing around 2 million workers due to mass job loss, which is why the U.S. economy is in a large recovery state. A January 2023 graph from the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that after the pandemic, the majority of adults ages 55 and older have retired early, while teen participation rates have risen.
Since we are young ourselves, we personally understand the struggles of making money as a youth. But teens are eager and ready to work. They're just missing the connector to help them get the job experience that they need. But that's why we exist. Our goal is to help the young people of Denver gain the work experience they need and, connect to paid internships. So Young Pro is the online platform that's focused on connecting teens and adults to expand the money-making potential of youth in Denver. It is a platform where youth can gain work experience through paid internships.
We give our customers the choice to work and provide the appropriate means of labor when connecting them to internships. We also have strict policies which prevent child labor, so teens have a healthy work environment to work in. We market to two groups, which are teens who want work experience, as well as adults looking to hire young talent. For the teens who are looking to participate in an internship, we'll take a 10% commission of their profit from a completed job. As well, for the adults looking to hire teens, they'll pay $10 to post an internship from which they could pick from a large selection of potential workers.
We're going to market to teens and adults through Denver Startup Week, school assemblies, and other large in-person events. Unlike any similar competitors such as Fiverr or LinkedIn, we target young people because they are the talent. They have talent, and they are the future of this generation and of the world. We have a wide base of potential customers, and people would be looking to use our product. So come join us at Young Pro, where the young become pros.
Hey, we get them started early here in Colorado, right? We right off the bat, this is what we do. We produce companies. Well, thank you everyone for coming out. Again, Kevin Allen, one of the co-founders. I want to thank my co-founder and the CEO, Zanetta Kelsey. She could be making a whole lot more money, doing a lot of other things. She's here supporting this ecosystem and these companies. So big round of applause for Zanetta. It's okay. And I'd also like to thank Yael and Ariez, who were behind the scenes doing the good work. And a round of applause for them, please, and all the great people here that are supporting the event. This is not just about supporting entrepreneurs of color and folks that are trying to do things for them. We are losing literally trillions of dollars as a country because we're not supporting these companies at parity. This is not a problem just for them. This is a problem for all of us. Because if we continue to act the way we have, it's the country, all of us, that will suffer. And so we're here to continue to support these businesses, to continue to grow the ecosystem. As the governor said, Colorado is a great place to build a business, and it takes all of us. There are companies like Techstars and other accelerators that do this as a for-profit motive, and that's great for them. We felt like we had to do this as a non-for-profit on purpose because we wanted to make sure that we could pour all of us and all of the community into these businesses and into this idea. And so it takes all of you who are here today, it takes all of you who are out there to support this. And that means money, yes. Yes. That means money, that means time, that means resources, that means network. All of it is helpful, and all of it is about not only building these companies up, but building the state up and building the country up. So with that, I want to thank everyone for being here, and thank you all for supporting these great companies. You guys did a great job. So proud of you. Amazing to see the progress that you've made from the time you stepped foot in the Access Modes program to now. It really is incredible, and thank you all the incredible people, the mentors who have supported these companies and have supported us. And please continue to do so, because we've got more ahead. The year is not over. We've got a lot more programming coming. We've got a lot more things that we want to get accomplished, and it's going to take all of us. So thank you all very much for being here, and I'll let Zanetta close this out.
Man, I get to do this. I get to do this. This is so cool, but it's not about me. It really is about these folks in the back who came up on stage, memorized their pitches, which they did an incredible job. It takes a lot of effort and courage to do what they did today and to still run businesses. So at the top of this, I asked if you would please make sure that you're thinking about how can you support them. This today is about them and taking them further. And for those of you online, I'm in a room full of amazing people who have a lot of power. The power didn't leave when Governor Polis exited the room. The power is still within here, within the network of people that we have gathered. We have so many people that make Access Mode possible. I start with our incredible entrepreneurs. 7 of the companies were Denver-based or Colorado-based. 3 of the entrepreneurial companies moved to Colorado or have a business address here in Denver now as their headquarters, which is phenomenal that we're bringing businesses here to grow. In addition to the companies that we have here, we have all of the support around them. And just a quick shout out to a few people, just give me a moment here because again, this doesn't happen without these key people. First, my co-founder, Kevin Allen. He is the executive director of Access Mode right now, and he has done an incredible job helping to cultivate our pipeline, helping to be support for me, for our team, for all of the entrepreneurs in the room, and to help drive awareness about what we're doing. So Kev, thank you. In addition to him, I thank our board. A couple of members of our board are here, and I want to thank you as well. Next, I want to thank our CFO in residence. Tina, where are you? Where'd Tina go? Oh, you're right there. Thank you, Tina. Thank you. Thank you, Tina. She really has helped. I mean, you heard from the back, like they're clapping because Tina makes the difference in helping entrepreneurs at the early stage really understand how to think about finances differently. And, you know, we have Wallet Guide here with Caleb talking about finances and budgeting and all of that. Yes, woo woo. But really, when you think about business finance, it's completely different. And Tina does a fantastic job meeting with them and helping them prepare for the future with their finances. We have our chief product officers that were a part of our cohort, and then our mentors. Each company has a one-on-one mentor who has walked with them along the way during this 15-week journey. If you were a mentor to an Access Mode company, I know some are online and not in the room today, but several are here. Would you just stand, please? Would you stand if you're an Access Mode mentor? Thank you. Thank all of you. I won't call out your names, but we had a mentor appreciation dinner on Monday night, and it was very, very special. And so I shared our words of appreciation, but I wanted to make sure people understood this happens because of your participation as well. Then we have our subject matter experts who come into Access Mode and just freely give their perspective, their experience, and all the things that they have learned along their journey. And so I want to thank you as well. I want to thank our sponsors who have poured in financially to Access Mode as well. Too many to mention, so thank you so much for all you do. And we have a couple of special people, some of our youth who have volunteered with Access Mode, but first starting with our intern. Teddy, come up here. I have to talk about Teddy. So he reached out to me through my son and said, hey, I really would love to work with Access Mode this summer. And I was like, oh, okay, well, how do we get, yes. Teddy, would you just share 30 seconds about who you are and what school you attend?
I'm Teddy Rauschway. I'm a rising senior at Northfield High School. And I reached out to Zanetta because I want to be an engineer and study engineering in college. And I know you have a background with a few engineering companies, particularly in the tech industry. So I just wanted to get a feel for what it's like in the industry. And I got to be a part of this amazing group of people that make Access Mode possible. So thank you.
And you did a great job. Thank you. We also have a few other youth volunteers who have lent their time through various things with Access Mode. I won't call them up, but we do appreciate you as well as the volunteers who help with today. So Katie, Marie, thank you so much for coming in. Andrea, you saved the day. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And with that, I would be, and I use the word remiss because I am a pastor's wife, and that's a word we use in the church. I would be remiss if I did not honor my husband, Derek Kelsey. We'll be celebrating 20 years of marriage next week, and shout out to you. He makes this possible for me. And then all of the friends, like really, half the room are just my friends. People I've met along the way in the industry here in Colorado and who I love so much. Thank you so much for being here. And just a couple words of note about, we're going to close down the online program, but for those of you in the room, please don't miss the chance to go up to our entrepreneurs, especially if you have an ability to help them meet a customer, carry their business forward. Please engage them. Our bar is over here. Our food is over here. We're going to move some chairs out of the way so it's a little bit easier to network. And thank you all so much for being here today. Access Mode, Cohort 2, let's get a pic.